Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our midday scripture and poetry corner. I am happy to have you all here with us again today, and I have chosen a few different things to read to you. I'm using a new camera, so I hope that it looks good. I hope that it sounds good. Let me know if there's any improvements that we need to make. So the first thing that I want to start off with today is our scripture, and I have chosen Luke 12, and we are going to be reading verses 22 through 34. And excuse me, I took off my glasses, so it's hard for me to see, but I think I can do this. So again, that is Luke chapter 12, verses 22 through 34. And I am reading from the Common English Bible version. So if you're following along, it might sound a little bit different, but I think that the sentiment is still there. Let's read. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. There is more to life than food, and more to the body than clothing. Consider the ravens. They neither plant nor harvest. They have no silo nor barn, yet God feeds them. You are worth so much more than birds. Who among you by worrying can add a single moment to your life? If you can't do such a small thing, why worry about the rest? Notice how the lilies grow. They don't wear themselves out with work, and they don't spin cloth. But I say to you that even Solomon in all his splendor wasn't dressed like one of these. If God dresses grass in the field so beautifully, even though it's alive today and tomorrow it's thrown into the furnace, how much more will God do for you, you people of weak faith? Don't chase after what you will eat and what you will drink. Stop worrying. All the nations of the world long for these things. Your Father knows that you need them. Instead, desire his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Don't be afraid, little flock, because your Father delights in giving you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give to those in need. Make for yourselves wallets that don't wear out, a treasure in heaven that never runs out. No thief comes near there, and no moth destroys. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be too." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So I chose that scripture today because I think that a lot of us have been worrying lately, and it's okay, and it's normal and rational to worry in these times, but scripture tells us that worrying isn't going to change anything, that God is going to provide for us. And that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be responsible and that we shouldn't prepare in a way that will keep us safe, but it does mean that sitting around in our homes when we can't be at work or we can't be at school, just dwelling on all the things that we can't control is not helpful. God is in control of those things, and ultimately everything will turn out as it's supposed to. So I encourage you all to keep making good choices, to continue to do the things you need to do to keep your families safe. Of course, go to the grocery store if you need to, get food. Go pick up your medicines if you need to. If you need help with any of those things, please let us know. We're willing to help. But at the end of the day, all of this whole pandemic, all of the things that are scaring us the most, what's the economy going to look like in a few weeks? When are we going to be able to gather again? All of those things are in God's hands. So worrying doesn't do you any good, but maybe prayer and reflection will. So all of that being said, I have a poem for you. This one comes out of my book, She Walks in Beauty. This, again, is the poetry anthology that is poems specially selected for different parts of a woman's journey through life. Again, I think it applies to more than just women. And this poem today is all about keeping to yourself, which I think is very relevant to us. It's called As Much As You Can, and it's by Constantine P. Cavafy. Her last name is spelled Cavafy, if you would like to look her up. So here's the poem, as much as you can. And if you can't shape your life the way you want, at least try as much as you can not to degrade it by too much contact with the world, by too much activity and talk. Try not to degrade it by dragging it along, taking it around, and exposing it so often to the daily silliness of social events and parties until it comes to seem a boring hanger-on. That's the end of the poem. It's a short one today, but that's great because we can't go to parties and social events right now, and we can't expose ourselves too much to the world, so we can take Constantine P. Cavafy's advice there. Friends, that is my scripture and poetry for the day. If you have prayer requests, as always, send them in. You can text them to me, you can call me. You can always call Pastor Bill as well. You can email me, comment in the comments below if it's safe to do so. And this afternoon, I just encourage you to, of course, be productive and get the things done that you need to, but also make sure that you're taking little breaks to just take care of yourself and de-stress and declutter your mind. So I'm hoping that you all have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you back here again at 8 o'clock this evening for our evening prayer. Have a good one. Bye-bye.